I reviewed the regular Galaxy Buds, and I thought that they were pretty great. I thought that they sounded good, and that they had pretty good battery life, but they weren't exceptional really. And the Galaxy Buds Plus have been out for some time, but I've been able to spend the last 2 weeks or so with these, and I'm ready to give you guys a full review. So, are these worth $150 asking price? The answer is yes, but you should still stick around so that you can know exactly why. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive in. The unboxing is pretty disappointing here, if I'm going to be honest, and the box looks nice, but when you open it up, you're met with the instructions that were actually stuck to the lid, so I didn't realize that they were even missing until I saw them there. And you will find the buds themselves in their case with this paper wrap around it and a little box that contains your USB-C cable and some your hooks and ear tips. It's just a little cheaply done, I guess, in terms of the unboxing, but everything else is actually going to get a lot better from here. So the exterior design is going to consist of plastic and a glossy one at that, and I bought the white ones because I wanted them to match the other earbuds that I will be comparing them to soon, such as the AirPods Pro and the Surface Buds, which is coming up when I get those in. Do expect that comparison pretty soon. These are going to be pretty small, and at the top there is a touch sensitive surface that isn't exactly glossy, but it kind of reflects at different colors very subtly, and I think that it looks pretty nice, and it's pretty, and I think that this is the best color overall in my opinion if you're going to choose between any of the other ones. Most importantly, these feel very solid, which I absolutely love. So just in terms of the overall build quality and in terms of design, you've got a very solid product, quite literally even. Now this is also going to be a glossy case, and it kind of feels like the AirPods case, but more lightweight, I would say. And this case charges through USB-C, which is great, and the opening hinge is satisfying to open, even if the magnetic enclosure doesn't feel very strong. And the magnets inside don't feel very strong either. And the buds charge just fine, but it feels like they're very easy to wobble around and even just a little bit too loose for my own liking. It just doesn't feel as secure as, for instance, the new case on the Pixel Buds. But either way, it is a nice case, and much nicer than the Hammerhead's True Wireless Buds case, by the way. So hey, we don't have a completely terrible product on that regard either. And as for comfort, these are very comfortable. I can wear these for a long period of time without issues, even if they do fall off sometimes if I didn't put them on correctly or all the way. But the ear hook and the ear tips themselves are comfortable to wear around and do a good job at mostly keeping these in my ear. So hey, I am fairly comfortable or happy with the comfort. As for gestures, you've actually got quite a bit to dig through here, even though it's not really as much as what you might find on some of even the higher end and some of even the lower end earbuds. Remember that these are actually going to be a touch sensitive surface, which means that you will be tapping and swiping for your gestures. At the very least, you should be able to, since this pair only supports tapping. I think that the touch sensitive way is the best way to go here, and I think that they did that very well. As physical button presses just suck when it comes to using them when there's something already shoved into your ears. So they did a great job here. But these have a single tap for playing and pausing music, double tapping for skipping tracks or responding to phone calls, and triple taps for skipping backwards. That's it. The volume controls, and that just kind of sucks. And these are also sweat resistant, which is always pretty good to have, and also feature wireless charging through the charging case, which is pretty nifty, but I'm a little bit disappointed when it comes to gestures, as they could have done so much more with that. However, what doesn't suck here is actually going to be sound quality. These are actually some of the best sounding pairs of true wireless buds I've ever tested, and these have pretty punchy bass with reasonably wide soundstage that makes listening to pretty much any genre of music an absolute joy. And they also get pretty loud and technically have passive noise isolation, though it's not going to be active noise cancellation, which is unfortunate, so keep that in mind. But they generally sound pretty great, and I love what they offer here in terms of sound quality. So you've been improving a lot when it comes to your smartphone speakers, and I'm happy to see that being translated over to your earbuds as well. So thank you there. Battery life is actually another great benefit here too, sort of. So you actually get a total of 11 hours on the buds themselves, which is insane, and I absolutely love that. It's one of the higher rated battery lives you will find. However, the case itself only offers another 11 hours to the battery life. So just one full charge, I mean, it gets close to the total playtime of other buds, but its battery life is distributed a little bit weirdly. I mean, it's half and half. I'm sure that a lot of people, and including myself, will appreciate the very long single charge listening time here, even if it means that the case can't offer much more there. It's disappointing, but it's also kind of nice to have that, so it is confusing. I'm actually more so conflicted on the battery life than anything. And so let's go ahead and talk about my complaints. Like I said, the case is built nicely, but I don't like the magnets for its enclosure or for the buds' charging slot. I think that the gestures are a little lacking, even if I do appreciate having touch-sensitive gestures here. I wish that we had volume controls with these also, so that's kind of disappointing as well. And the battery life is a little bit wonky, and this is just a bit of a weird pair, in my opinion, really. There's also no noise canceling, and just noise isolation, and I think that with 11 hours that these can manage, they could have included it, as it wouldn't have taken that huge of a toll overall on the battery life. Taking that into consideration, and I think that within that budget, it probably wouldn't have been too unreasonable to ask for. Though, Samsung is already working on a pair of earbuds that will support something like it, so I look forward to that. I would like to review those if the opportunity arises, and if you guys are interested. So if you are, do make sure to let me know down in the description, as I always like to read through all of your comments. And I know that I complained about these buds quite a bit in this review, but I actually really like these. I think that they sound great, and the battery life is hardly ever an issue if I'm honest, and they still have a great seal for music listening, and they charge through USB-C, which is always a godsend. But these are not perfect though, and I felt that everything here was worth mentioning. If I were to choose between these and the Pixel Buds, then I would still choose the Pixel Buds for an extra 20 bucks. However, these are still pretty awesome, and they sound better than regular AirPods too, if you were curious, and are reasonably priced in my opinion. So, there you have it. That has been my verdict. And if you're interested in purchasing these buds, then I will be making sure to leave affiliate links to Amazon and Luster in case you're interested in any types of purchase alternatives down in the description. And if you end up using any of my links to make a purchase, then I do get a small commission that does help me run things just a little bit more smoothly around here, so if you were to use any of those, I would appreciate that quite a bit. And also, if you like me enough, then do make sure to follow me on Twitch, where I like to stream on the weekends every Friday and Saturday from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Time. It is pretty late at night, however, the whole purpose of it is for me to help you relax after a very long week. I know that I sure could use of something like that. I like to play Final Fantasy XIV while I play some smooth jazz music, and we can just get down there, talk, just chill. I would love to see you over there. So if you're interested in watching, links are everything below. And also, do not forget to follow me on both Instagram and Twitter if you would like to stay up to date with any and all of the Tech Summit endeavors. So with that said, this has been Francisco from Tech Summit. Thank you for watching, and I will be seeing you all later. Enjoy.